Over the last couple of months, I've been trying out this 5x7 and 4x6 paper by Best Printers. I've been putting it through its paces. I've tried it out in my Epson ET-8550, which is a dye ink printer, and I've also tried it in my Epson P900, which is a pigment ink printer. And I've honestly had mixed results. When I used my ET-8550, the dye ink printer, it worked really well. You can use the glossy printer profiles when you set it to print from either Photoshop or Lightroom. But when I use the glossy printer profiles in my P900, the pigment printer, the prints don't turn out to look the way I would like them to. And I thought this paper just wasn't going to work in my printer without some sort of a custom printer profile, which Best Printers does not have at this time. So I was kind of like, well, maybe I just can't use it in pigment printers, and that's what I've recommended to you all in previous videos. But I want to share with you a hack I figured out today that will get this paper to perform in your pigment printer. And for full disclosure, this video is sponsored by Best Printers because they sent me the paper to try out. But as always, I'm going to be sharing honest feedback about the paper and my experiences using it. So let's get into it. So I recently got this Epson XP-8800. I'm trying to test out some different entry-level printers currently to see which one is the very cheapest option for artists when you're trying to make art prints. So I was testing this out with some of the 4x6 paper from Best Printers, and it wasn't performing well in this printer in a very similar way that it was not performing in my P900 pigment ink printer. Now the XP-8800 is a dye ink printer, so I kind of had figured it would perform the same as the previous dye ink printer that I had tested on this paper, but it wasn't. You can see here, this is the paper that I use with the glossy printer profile. So this is the profile that you're supposed to use to print on this glossy paper, but it looks a little too dark. The midtones are kind of heavy throughout, right? And now this is where I had my discovery. I printed this and it looks beautiful, but I printed it with a printer profile that is not intended for this paper. I used the matte printer profile intended for the premium presentation paper matte. And like I said, this is gloss paper and you can see how reflective it is. But when I used the matte printer profile on the XP-8800 and printed it, you can see that this one looks so much better. And this is where I had my aha moment. Instantly it clicked in my mind, well, why don't I try the matte printer profile in my pigment ink P900 to see if this will work on the paper? And it did. It printed out beautifully. You can see here are the dye ink prints and the pigment ink print. And on these two, I used the matte paper setting, and they look almost exactly the same. They look like they're both perfect image quality, exactly the way I had intended my painting to look. The only thing I see with printing on my P900 with the matte paper settings on the glossy photo paper is that there's just a slight difference in the sheen. I'm going to try to move it around and show you. Now look at the dark areas. You can kind of see them reflecting a little bit different. They look like maybe almost a matte sheen on the top of the paper. And this is because the P900 has a different black ink that it uses to print on glossy versus matte. And so that glossy ink will look completely the same finish as the glossy paper. But when you use the matte ink on the glossy paper, there is a slight difference in how it looks on the surface level of the paper. But for a small print like a 4x6 or 5x7, I personally don't think this looks bad. I want to show you a couple more examples on the P900. So this print here is the one that I printed with the glossy settings. You can see it just looks a lot darker. It doesn't look quite right. But then this one is the print that I made with the matte settings. It looks perfect. It's exactly the right colors, exactly how I intended. Now you can see on this one, especially since the black is so dark, you can see a little bit of difference in the sheen of the surface. But why I think this is working on this paper particularly, it's that with the gloss settings, it's putting down a lot of ink on here. And putting down so much ink is just a little bit more than this paper can handle, and that's why it's looking darker than it's supposed to. With the matte settings, it's laying down less ink. So that's why it just looks perfect. And to take this a step further, I tested it out by putting a frame on it. And after I did this, the plexiglass, like just the nature of it, how there's reflection in it, it made it, at least to me, look like I couldn't really see any of that sheen difference on the surface level of the paper. So if you're intending to print and you're going to frame these, I think it's just fine, and it's an excellent workaround to use if you want to use this more affordable paper in your pigment ink printer, or if it turns out that they're just not looking the way you wanted them to when you're printing on your dye ink printer. Just go ahead and try those matte printer profile settings. Not only are these photo papers more affordable than the other photo papers that are in the 4x6 and 5x7 size on the market, they are a lot more affordable than the fine art printing papers in these sizes. And that's why I've been focused so much on trying to get these to perform in both dye ink printers and pigment printers, because using this paper is going to save you money. I like this paper also because it's not transparent or translucent like some of the other lower priced glossy photo papers are. Because there's a paper backing on here, you can't see through it. It's completely opaque. And to me, that just feels like a little bit better quality. So cheaper price than the rest of the paper, and it looks a little better quality. If you'd like to try out this paper, there are links down in the description and the pinned comment below. And if you'd like to watch my previous video about this paper and use cases for how you can sell small art prints in your business to make a profit, watch that here. All right, thank you so much for watching. See you next time.